Welcome back to STL TV Live. Legal Services of Eastern Missouri has created a new program for St. Louis residents who suffer from mental illness. Its focus is assisting these clients with civil legal issues while also continuing treatment. Pat Mobley is here to tell us more. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you very much for having me.
We are so happy that you're here because Legal Services has been around for decades in our community helping the disadvantaged.
That's right. So Legal Services has been around for a long time with a focus on increasing access to justice for people who live in poverty.
Mm-hmm. And you're an attorney with Legal Services.
That's right. Yeah, I'm a staff attorney there. I've been there for going on 3 years now.
Okay. So tell us, what are some of the programs that Legal Services offers in general? I know we're going to talk about the new program in a minute.
Right. So Legal Services tries to offer as broad a range of civil legal services as we can. Some examples of our units include housing, whose focus is keeping people in their housing, whether that's landlord-tenant issues, whether it's foreclosure, that sort of thing. The unit that I used to work in is called the Children's Legal Alliance. It focuses on K through 12 education, getting kids services, whether it's special education, whether it's representing kids who are looking at suspensions or expulsions. Mm-hmm. There's Lasting Solutions, which is our unit for survivors of domestic violence. We can help them with orders of protection, divorces, that sort of thing. There's our Public Benefits unit that helps people navigate the bureaucracy of obtaining public benefits to which they're entitled. We do a lot of work with Medicare and Medicaid, food stamps, anything that a person with low income might need assistance with in terms of accessing public benefits.
So you really cover pretty much all facets of the law.
Right, absolutely. And we try to do what we refer to as holistic representation, which means when a client comes to us, we don't just look at a specific legal issue, but we actually try and serve the whole client as a person. We have a social work team that works at Legal Services full-time, and we try and do whatever we can to assist them with breaking out of the cycle of poverty.
So is there certain criteria for people who feel like they could benefit from your services?
Yeah, so we have certain priorities. Unfortunately, the need is far greater than we can serve. Mm-hmm. We wish that we could serve every low-income person who has a legal need. So we have a list of priorities, and then the only criterion for being eligible for our services is to be have an income of 125% of the federal poverty level or below.
Okay, so your new program, which you started this past summer, is that
right?
Right,
started on July 1st.
It specifically addresses the needs of the mentally ill.
Right, so I think of it sort of as the opposite of the typical legal services approach, where we have all these units throughout the building that serve clients throughout the 21 counties that LSEM covers, but they focus on a very specific area of the law. My program focuses on a very specific client population, but I can provide a broad range of civil legal services for those folks.
So are there specific types of cases that you're seeing that are affecting people who have mental illness? Yeah,
I think I'm doing a lot of work helping folks either obtain or reobtain disability. Folks who, because of their mental illness are unable to work. And so should be getting disability from the Social Security Administration. Oftentimes that'll get cut off or they'll need help applying. I'm also doing quite a bit of consumer work, meaning folks who have been the victim of predatory lending or who are being sued by debt collection agencies, that sort of thing. Those types of issues, if I can get them disability, if I can get rid of a suit against them, that can make a really big difference for them in terms of them being able to move on with their recovery from mental illness.
So for you as an attorney, I would imagine this is a challenging population to work with.
It has its own challenges, but I've never felt like working with people who live in poverty is challenging no matter whether they have a mental illness or not. They are facing obstacles that make it difficult to advocate for them and make it difficult to make sure that their interests prevail. That's just the nature of the system that we live in. And mental illness is just sort of another obstacle. It's just sort of another thing that makes a person marginalized, that makes it difficult to get that person access to justice.
And do you feel that the mentally ill have really been overlooked by our legal structure and legal services in the country?
I think that people with mental illness can very easily fall through the cracks because they don't necessarily have the skills or the wherewithal to advocate for themselves. Every client of Legal Services has taken the first step of walking through the door. and meeting with a lawyer. And so through my outreach that I'm doing with this program, I'm able to reach people who wouldn't otherwise even think that they could be represented by a lawyer. They think that they're so used to falling through the cracks in the system, not being there to catch them, that they don't think that a lawyer can be available to them. But by going to organizations like Independence Center, Bridgeway Behavioral Health, a number of agencies that are also generously funded by the Mental Health Board, I can meet one-on-one with folks. I can spread awareness among the service providers of my services. And what I would really like to do is change the perception among people with mental illness and those who serve them that they don't have a voice in the justice system.
Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for coming, Pat, and telling us all about this new service. Keep us posted as new services come your way, and you've got news that can help our residents. If you or anyone you know could use the assistance of Legal Services of Eastern Missouri or would like more information, visit lsem.org, and we'll be right back with Tech Tidbits.